Transcending tiredness in business. You don't have to show your hand, but have you experienced at any point in time tiredness, exhaustion, fatigue in business? I'll put my own hand up because I have. Rather than telling you what you already know, let me submit to you transcending tiredness in business, especially for entrepreneurs, all revolves around management of these three things: physical energy, mental energy, and emotional energy. When you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. And Lamott said that. Joy is laughing. Give me some feedback, give me a thumbs up, or you can laugh if you think that that is true. I know that to be true. Almost everything will work if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. The reason I know this is true is because we are hardwired, our background is in tech. And so 9 times out of 10 when we have, this is funny, it doesn't matter what position you are in the company, if you are the CEO, if you are answering phones, when people have these problems with their technology, they get so overwhelmed and frustrated by it. They sometimes work themselves up. They even fly off the handle a little bit because everything is going wrong, nothing is going right. And I have this and that to do, and I don't have anything working. It's all broken. I just need you to fix it. So they'll maybe call us in a frenzy or talk with our technical project manager or and what's really funny about it is oftentimes the first question will be, how many of you know what the first question is going to be? What's the first question someone will ask you when you're having problems with your technology? Show of thumbs if you know what that first question is. Did you reset it? Did you reset your device? Did you unplug it? Did you reboot it? Did you start it over again? Shankar is laughing. I'm guilty of this. He's even asked me. And then the next question, have you updated your device? Have you updated your machine? Have you updated your phone? Everyone's laughing because you know it's true. Is your software up to date? Now let's take that a step further and think about ourselves. Have you unplugged? Have you rebooted? Have you got that quality sleep? Adequate sleep? Entrepreneurs are often sacrificing sleep to hustle. And I'm not talking about these short sprints. I'm talking about long-term chronic sleep deprivation that we unnecessarily do to ourselves, often because we don't know how to delegate, but that's the next tip or strategy. Sleep, nutrition, regular breaks, you know all of this. I'm not telling you anything new. Now, if you would say to me, Andrea, I usually don't have that issue with my device. I know I need to unplug it, restart it. I know it needs to be up to date. Or I've heard that so many times that it usually works when I do that. It reboots perfectly like nothing ever happened. Then let me ask you, why do we not do that to ourselves? Why are we running and running and running and running until we're on E and there's nothing left? We're draining our batteries mentally, but also physically, which is what affects our mental. The way to transcend tiredness in business is about physical energy management. Show of hearts if you agree. Physical energy management. And show of hearts if you'll commit to that. I'll give you some ways to commit to that in a minute. But sleep cannot be overemphasized enough. If you don't manage your energy, the body keeps score. The same with what you eat, because we know, and we've been learning since we were young, that a balanced diet can significantly boost energy levels. But when time is running out, because sometimes we have time management issues too, the first thing we do is go to these heavy carb-loaded meals, and then we're tired and drowsy, and we wonder why. Why am I so sleepy? Why am I in a sleep coma? You didn't get the right fuel. It just amazes me how much we will take care of, and I include myself, so there's no judgment, but we will often take better care of our cars, of our iPads and phones, our computers, our devices, more than we take care of ourselves with sleep, more than putting the right fuel in us with lots of leafy green vegetables and fruit so that your body could be clean and run well. We're not going to put diesel fuel in our cars, right? One time I remember when I was in high school prom, I was getting ready to go and I was all excited. And I had my date and we had our friends that were with us. And we were all ready to go in the limousine that picked us up. We all pitched in money together so we could have that experience. But something happened on the way to our destination. We started running out of fuel in the limo. So being that we were all underage juveniles on the way to prom, and it wasn't our responsibility, we relied on the driver to fuel up. And guess what this man did? Put the wrong fuel in the limousine. And it broke down. We weren't able to travel because there wasn't the right management of energy, of fuel. So sleep, get the right nutrition, and take the regular breaks. The short, frequent breaks, fueling up on the right things so you don't break down on the way to prom. We still got there, albeit fashionably late. But if you take a break and you get the right fuel, sometimes that break might include a nap. Maybe it's grabbing an apple. Then you can maintain the high levels of focus and prevent burnout. Give me a heart if that resonates with you. All right. The next strategy is all about mental energy management. This one you probably saw coming. Part of the tiredness in business is that we just don't manage our mental energy well, but it's because we need a little bit more help in task prioritization. So what do I mean? As a COO, I have learned that not everything that screams for attention needs your immediate attention, nor is it important. I'll say it again, not everything that screams for attention is important. Really? I thought I would get more hearts about that. That should be a relief. Yes, I've got this email coming to my inbox, or I have this client that wants to chat 20 minutes longer than had planned. But you know what? Because they have some attention that they need. But guess what? Learning to prioritize tasks based on their importance and urgency is going to help you transcend tiredness in your business, because you are conserving your mental energy. You're managing your mental energy. So how do we do that? Task prioritization, delegate. And I know it's very hard for you probably, because entrepreneurs often believe they need to do everything themselves. But you know what? When you delegate tasks, even if you don't have a large team, even if it's just finding someone else who can do what you do, that can free up mental energy and time. Even if it means hiring somebody to cook, to clean, to do laundry, I'm telling you, you need to find ways to free up mental energy and time. I'm finding myself doing less and less as I do more and more. If it's an admin task and I have some rockin' people on my team, I'm going to learn to delegate. It's funny because I used to tell Shankar, you gotta learn to delegate, you gotta delegate. Oh, I could do this faster. I could do it efficiently. Well, it didn't take long for that to go out the window, because as you go higher and higher and higher, if you are going to transcend exhaustion, if you're going to transcend fatigue, you better believe you gotta find ways to free up your mental energy. And doing things that other people can do, and often better even, is really, really going to help you with your mental energy management. Then there is continuous learning. And that's one of the, I gotta tell you, one of the biggest advantages to delegating tasks and prioritizing based on their importance and urgency is learning new skills. Learning new skills. Continuous learning means you stay updated. And that was my whole purpose in protecting my CEO, is so that the brain can keep active and fend off feelings of stagnation or monotony. And now I have to do this, of course, but in this AI world, if you think you're not going to get exhausted, think again. But it's absolutely crucial and vital. Even when building a personal brand, there's all these tools out there. There's a lot of ways to present yourself. Do I say this? Do I not say this? Do I look at the camera this way? Do I not? Do I do text? Do I do a carousel? Well, you can learn how to do that from people on stage right now, Shankar and Shanae, today, in fact. In a little less than an hour, you can learn how to do that, and it will help you keep your brain active. But it also removes the stress, the pressure, the weight of having to come up with it on your own. And so that's kind of a combination of delegation and continuous learning, but it's all about mental energy management. So click my face, click Shankar's face, click Shanae's face, or go to yougrow.club. But if you click my face, the link is right underneath, so it'll take you to a landing page where you sign up. It is not too late. And you can take care of that. Now, the last strategy, I told you there were 3, physical, mental, and emotional. And the last strategy I have for you, emotional energy management. Support systems. Just those 2 words, support system. Why? Because life is not meant to be lived alone. And because having a trusted group, and I emphasize trust, a trusted group of peers or mentors or friends to talk to can help in navigating challenges and stress. But of course, as entrepreneurs, you're going to always want to be talking to the right people. And sometimes, which is the next point, setting boundaries is really important, because that's going to help prevent exhaustion. And then lastly, celebrating the small wins. That is actually a part of your emotional energy management. Maybe I glazed over setting boundaries too quickly, but it also speaks for itself, doesn't it? I was listening to a yogi this morning. Asha said, do not spend time around people whose negative energy is stronger than your positivity. And you may think like, well, how can that be? If I'm positive, aren't I just supposed to be taking, being able to be around anyone? No. Run away as fast as you can from people who are soul-sucking, who drain your energy. I know that sounds kind of harsh to say, but it's true. The soul is the place of the mind, the will, your emotions. And you have to protect your mind, your will, your emotions at all costs. At all costs. Set boundaries. I can only hear so much negativity before my mother's voice pops up into my head. I'm not a garbage bin. Don't put garbage in me. I'm not a pin cushion. Don't stick me with all your emotional woes. When you can have a good support system, set boundaries, you're going to prevent exhaustion. And you know what? When you walk away from that negative situation or person, might even be a family member, celebrate yourself for doing that. I feel like I'm having a short in my mic. I'm so sorry, but thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear. Awesome. Okay. So celebrating the small wins is a way of emotionally managing your energy, because recognizing and celebrating even the minor achievements offers some emotional boost. That's why I have not stopped looking in the mirror. I thought I would do it 30 days. I kept going. And every time I give myself a high five, I'm like, you did that. You got up this morning. You read, you meditated, you wrote those tasks, you spent time figuring out what emotionally happened to you this week. And sometimes I just give myself a high five for waking up. Just for waking up and getting out of bed. If that's your win, celebrate it. You don't have to get a Nobel Peace Prize or be top entrepreneur of the year. And sometimes we flub up, sometimes royally. And instead of beating ourselves over the head, we have got to learn to glorify, celebrate, magnify more our small wins. And I put small in quotes, because for someone else, your small win is a very, very, very big win. They want to be where you are. So recognize and celebrate even the minor achievements, because that is going to emotionally boost you. Show of hearts for those that are going to make it a goal to celebrate your small wins this week, to set boundaries, to take some breaks. Maybe grab an apple instead of the Twix, which happens to be my favorite. But I too, I'm gonna grab that. Well, they don't have a vegan Twix anymore, but that's off topic. And of course, sleep. Commit to sleeping a little bit more. But anyway, I'll wrap up in the end later. Let's go into some mistakes that I need you to not make, and then we'll go into our affirmations. Just a couple of minutes, okay? So, You want to transcend tiredness in business? Get out of the hustle culture mindset. Don't glorify it anyway. Overworking, to me, burning out, to me, not a flex. Absolutely not. If you're going to hustle, at least hustle with breaks. Because I'm with two very hardworking individuals here on stage. I'm not going to tell them to stop. They wouldn't listen to me anyway. But I can tell you, work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard. That idea that you have to hustle. I actually heard someone say, you work and work and work and work and then you die. I was like, what kind of miserable life is this? What kind of, and this was from a minister. I'm like, what? This is crazy. No, I will not overwork myself until I burn out. I just refuse to do that. And then the last two, neglecting self-care, the physical, mental well-being, your personal time. I'm not going to sacrifice that. Neglect it in the race to achieve business goals. Because you do poorer business anyway, and you exhaust yourself, so what do you gain? And then lastly, avoiding help. I'm offering you help right now. For those of you trying to grow your personal brand, who's an entrepreneur, you got to take the plunge. You got to take the leap. Don't avoid seeking help. Don't think it's a sign of weakness. And you got to be consistent and believe in yourself and give yourself some time. Don't let that be the reason you're not getting help. So I hope that was helpful. I had so much, but I think I'm going to continue tomorrow to address some more ways, go deeper into this strategy of how you can conserve your physical, mental, emotional energy. How do you manage that? What practically do you do? But for now, how about we say a few affirmations? Just maybe roll your shoulders back. Let out any energy you might be holding on to. With a deep breath, let it out. And repeat after me, believing everything you say, okay? And here's a hack. If I say something that doesn't resonate as true or feels inauthentic, you can modify the affirmation. So what does that look like? Instead of saying, I am successful, you can say, I am becoming more successful. You're still encouraging a growth mindset, but it feels more believable and authentic. So here we go. Breathing in again, resetting. Breathe out. And repeat after me. I am driven by passion and purpose. Every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. I am continuously learning and adapting. My vision is clear and my actions align with it. I trust my intuition and decision-making abilities. I am surrounded by a supportive and inspiring community. I attract success and abundance in all that I do. I am resilient, persistent, and unyielding in my mission. radiate confidence. Every experience is a lesson. While your eyes are closed, imagine standing at the edge of a calm lake where the water is clear blue, mirroring the sky above. Feel the breeze on your skin. Gentle ripples move across the sky, and you feel the breeze on your face. These ripples symbolize the impact and reach of your entrepreneurial actions. And nearby, a tall, sturdy oak tree stands with its roots deep in the ground and its branches reaching high into the sky. This tree represents your business. And what do we know about trees? Trees are anchored. And they grow and they grow and they grow and they are strong. As you breathe in the fresh, crisp air, feel energized. Thank you so much for practicing and being a part of this mindful session with us. Have a mindful day. Take care.